Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
For your grace, Lord.
not been for your, had it not been for your grace, Lord, I can't live. I tried it, but I can't move, Lord. See, I've been there and I realized I cannot live. I would be nothing without your word. You see, I can't live. It's no goodness of my own, Lord, that I'm standing here today. I would be nothing if you hadn't given me a little grace. I can't live. I can't move. And I have existence, Lord, because you keep on giving me grace, Lord. I can't still. Never be able to move. The same as all me too. Not giving me a level of grace, Lord. I live and I move and I'm able. I'm getting other people. Thank you for it. Grace. It's your grace that saved me, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Oh, I thank you for grace. Your grace that allowed me to stand in your presence, Lord. Thank you for it. Hallelujah. Your favor. It's your favor. It's your favor, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Just amen. And that word amen and hallelujah. These are the original terms that our ancestors brought with them across that river, misery. It is also the two words that sustained them. That's why we're here. When I hear these gospel songs and I hear them talking about Jesus and so forth and so on, that translates in my experience to my grandmother. Who had a praying grandmother. You need to thank Jesus for that. And as we move back in time, time back to those times when the first Africans were enslaved and entered into this tragedy that would have destroyed most people. And it was their faith in the divine, and they call that Jesus. You follow me? The term changed, you see, but the spirit was there.
Yes, sir.
And it was because of them coming together in church, where they could give one another the experience of their humanity. In Afrika, that was part of the ethics of every human being, is to give others Mbutu, the experience of being a human being, you see. And that was enough to get us through what nobody else would have survived. Feeling me? So if you can't find a reason to thank Jesus for those ancestors and the faith that that whole belief system gave them, then probably you will never experience the grace. You won't recognize it as grace. You'll think it's something you did. You didn't treat yourself. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
You had nothing to do with it. True?
Yes, sir.
It was bequeathed upon you on the backs and the blood of them ancestors. And that's true for all of us. So you don't have to go around pretending that you somehow have done all of this by yourself. Some of your grandmothers or grandfather helped feed you. Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
True.
absolutely.
Took care of you when you were a little bitty this while mama was working or daddy was working. That ancestor did. And that was a tradition. Her grandmother did the same for her and so forth and so on, all the way back.
Yeah.
So it's fitting that we celebrate Easter in honor of the Jesus and Dhamma, the
Yes, sir.
teachings of Jesus that were given to those folks. And it's an amazing thing. So, what would you rascals like to consider here today? In the old days, you would have to come up here with your little suit and ties on your shiny suit and say something about it. But I better not try that. But you can do it in your own heart, you see, because that's where it matters most. It's not a performance. It has to be in your heart, you see. And I think that was the fundamental lesson that ancestors took when they were indoctrinated into Christianity and so forth and so on. You see, it wasn't intended to make them strong enough to survive the ordeal that was slavery. It had the opposite effect. It gave them resiliency, strength, help remind them you're somebody. But just to carry that message on, and it still resonates all those hundreds of years later. You're somebody. That's what we move to. Fundamentally. So it's something for the heart. If you have a question, feel free. If you want to consider something, Yes, brother.
No, shake 'em, Master.
Take it.
Been doing some cooler stuff with our cooler, and one of the things that the theme that keeps coming up for me is this place that resiliency has in our practice and us understanding this Dharma and whatnot, because it's not easy, and it takes that kind of resilience to keep coming back, as they say.
You see, you need some of that stuff that from ancestors down on that plantation. It has to be that thing in you that really wants to be free. The purpose of spiritual practice is to become liberated. You see, in the highest sense of the word, you see, the liberation from suffering, making an end to your suffering. Are you with me? And that takes everything of a man and woman, you see. It's one thing to believe in a theology, that's all right, but that's not transformative at all. It's just a belief, you see. It's not a way of life, you see. Most of the people who turn to the teachings of Jesus today couldn't really follow the master when he was here on the 12. It is an ordeal. It takes everything. And so, with the loss of that, you see, so many of us might, in a state of emotionalism, say, I'm a Christian and all of that, or I'm a Hindu, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you can't live Christianity. You can't really live like Christ. You can't do that. You see, you can want to do that. You can talk about it, but that's just talk about it. You with me? It takes everything about it. And so you have to have a kind of relationship with your spiritual practices that are not based merely on rhetoric, not based on imagination, and so forth and so on. It has to be deep down in you. Something in you want to be free. And you are not willing to fail for the sake of achieving that freedom. You see, most of us, we come to these spiritual paths. Are you with me? Yes. Full of imagination and so forth and so on. And we presume to read the Bible, read the Bhagwan, the Quran, the Zenavesta, etc., etc., etc. And by reading and accumulating spiritual information that we hope will reach a certain level, and voila, we will be transformed. That's an intellectual process. That ain't it. You see, it has its place on this understanding, but that's not it. You see, believing in spiritual practice is not equal to spiritual practice. You must not get that twisted. You talk about spiritual practice is not spiritual practice. It's talk. You see? Talk, mere talk. And that don't transform. It got to be in your heart. Something in you that really want to be free, specifically from your suffering. You see? Because that's most people's condition. They're suffering. I think T.S. Eliot said it best in one of his poems. He said, living lives of quiet desperation. Smile on their face to hide their desperation. That's not it. Are you with me? So they settle for an image of being a spiritual person. They learn the jargon, etc., 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 but that's not it. The heart has to be involved. The heart. You see, it must be a quest that is deeper than your mere intellect and opinion. Because your opinions are constantly changing, notice that. Some days you feel like doing something like spiritual practice, and the next day you don't feel like doing it. It's sporadic, up and down. It's a very different process, beloved. And this is not to be looked upon as a religion as such, where you have beliefs about things. You believe. I can sit here and believe I'll never have to drink water or eat food for all my life. What's going to happen next? And that's what happened. Trillions of the believers, they die suffering lives, live meaningless lives. Are you with me? Unfulfilled, without any meaningfulness. You see? Because belief by itself is not enough. And you must understand, belief is not equal to faith. Don't get it twisted. Faith, or surrender, they call it in some traditions, that's very different. Faith always manifests as your willingness to do the work. Belief don't require nothing of you. Faith is a different phenomenon. And it's just not willingness to do the work. It's completely unwilling to fail at doing that work. You see? We come to the spiritual path, and we're actually looking for any excuse to quit the path or the practice of the sadhana, the spiritual process altogether. You look for an excuse not to meditate in the morning. See? Because you're willing to fail. Are you with me? You don't have faith. And without faith, there's no motivation. You can't do that which is hard to do. You just can't. So much more can be said, beloved. I think there's probably, 500 plus satsangs where we've gone over these things all over these many years, you see. But you see, here we just can only talk, right? In those spiritual traditions, you know, you'll be made to sit down here and close your eyes and do some meditation, right? True? And in Zen Buddhism, you just sit, right? And you sit for hours and hours to see, can you go through the tapasya, the ordeal? It's very difficult. So much more can be said about it. Anything else about it, beloved? I don't want to just go on lecturing. Yes, beloved.
Hey, Rashid Ahmad, Master.
We're taking it.
I want to say, I got a question pertaining to, can you speak to us more about the presence of the Lord? Because a lot of times when I began my spiritual practice, it particularly kind of helped me to feel like I'm present when I feel like the presence of the Lord is there, rather than some days I feel like it's absent, but I know the whole process don't have to do nothing to do with how I'm feeling.
Well, it depends on your concept of the Lord.
Yes, sir.
You say you feel the presence of the Lord. Do you feel the presence of the Lord when you're not meditating? Because that same Lord does not come and go. The presence is always there. That's how you know it's the presence. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
It does not come. you might be a little bit more receptive
Yes, sir.
or recognize it a little bit more, but it's always here. True?
Yes, sir.
And it comes in many forms. Your heart is beating. You're not doing that. Your blood is circulating. You ain't doing that. You breathing in and out. You ain't doing that.
Yes, sir.
Right? In this body mind, you know, all kinds of activities are going on that even gave you the ability to pose the question and to hear the response. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You didn't give yourself those five senses of perception at all. So it's to be cognizant of that, to recognize that. You see, you exist in the presence. Is that about right? It's like a fish in the ocean saying, "Where is the water?" What is this?
Yes, sir.
You're always already in the presence of that which you might call God. Always. Otherwise, you would have no existence.
Yes, sir.
True?
Yes, sir.
So it depends on how you understand what is and what is not, you see, the case. An ancient Kemetic wisdom tradition, and in the Chitwalantar, you see, it says that there's only one without a second. That one is what you would probably call God or so forth and so on. And everything else that exists going on down to the cellular activity is nothing but a manifestation and an expression of that one and only one without a second.
Yes, sir.
True?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you sit next to God. Look at him. Do you feel uplifted or not?
Yes, sir.
Well, look at him. You feel fear now, right?
You look pretty mean.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And it's not just with humans either. You see, you look at a bird. That too is a manifestation and expression of the very divine. I'm not going to call no name, but I've seen one person hugging a tree. See, what else can you do?
That's God.
You see, what else can you do?
Yes, sir.
It creates awe. You see, they said someone once asked an eagle why when they up there soaring, you know, they screaming, "Oh, oh!" And he said, "Why you doing all that screaming?" He said, "I can't help it. When I'm way up here and I look down and I see what God has done." Oh! See,
I like that.
poets are able to get a glimpse of it and they languish it. That's their gifts. Are you with me? Somehow, I don't even know how they do it, but they're able to extrapolate that and give it language. Right? And that's why the poetry hits us in the heart. Are you with me? Music can do that. This is interesting. Music is probably the most ultimate form of being able to feel the divine. You see? And you black people, y'all should know that we call it soul. You see? Don't care what your politics are. When that that bass start rolling, your head start bobbing. You can't help it, right? And Aretha rears back, some rears back with her, and you. Are you feeling me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like that. The master has to play the drums. Are you with me? Can't help it. Can't help it. And that's very often why sometimes, even in the Bible it said, the Word, right, became flesh. You see, the Word, the sound. So sometimes if you get real quiet, a lot of the mystics will go up in the mountain away from all of the noise and the street level, and they go up into that silence, so they go into the desert or they go into a cave and hear the ringing and the sound. In physics, we talk about the Big Bang, and the sound that produces still reverberating in the universe. It's very interesting. So there's many ways we can go about talking about that. But, you know, start where you at. Are you with me? If you can hang on to that, beloved, whatever you experience of the presence, now stay in that. Yes. Are you with me? And that presence, that practice of the presence of the divine, right? Omnipresence is what we call it. Present everywhere and in everything at all times. You see, if you can learn to stay aware of that, right? It changes everything about you. It's like, for instance, when you were a little boy, right? And you were a bad little boy, notice. Yeah. Okay, so let's get that clear, right? And you be out with the other bad little boys, and you be doing something that you know you're not supposed to be doing, right? Right? And your mom will come to the door, you know what I mean, and say, Jose, put that weed away. Or whatever you're doing, you know you shouldn't be doing. There's just certain things you can't do in the presence.
Yes, sir.
Is that about right?
That's the truth. Yes, sir.
You see, can't do it in the presence of mama because you love mama.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
There's just certain things you can't do in the presence of God if you love it. You can't do it. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Certain behaviors you can't engage in. You see, you might want to cuss somebody out, but the presence, you can't do that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So it depends. It depends on each individual's receptivity, you see, and awareness of the very divine, even in your next breath, you see. In Buddhism, they will start your basic training, very basic training, with awareness of the breath, the prana. You know, feel to being aware of it, become very aware of it, focusing your attention so that you understand this, right? And then it expands, you know, and so forth and so on. And if you get more practice, then you can follow the Eightfold Path. Are you with me? That the Buddha laid out and so forth and so on. But in all of the spiritual tradition, it was even there in Christianity. Most people are not aware, you know, that there was a real yoga involved in that, a real spiritual process involved in that. It wasn't just singing and so forth and so on. No. Very different. It's a real mysticism that preceded organized Christianity. Are you with me? Tremendous. You see? Tremendous. You see? You get a little reference to it when in the Bible they talk about John the Baptist out there in that forest. Jesus met him. He said that there's been no human being born of a woman greater than John the Baptist. John the Baptist was doing the mysticism that became edited down and presented as Christianity. So Christianity existed before Jesus as well. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
The fundamentals of it pre-existed, you see. But It was this practice that you mentioning. So much more can be said about it, but I mean, we can go on for many hours. It's such a profound thing. It's such a profound thing. But when you really expand your understanding of presence and know that the presence is what is giving you the awareness to even enter into this dialogue and giving me the ability to enter into it as well.
Yes, sir.
It's only one. And it is always already the case. You just got to recognize it.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Thank you, Master. And I'm going to say that you're saying that the presence of God is always the case. So would you say with our prayer, our discipline, and our spiritual practice is all to increase our receptivity of the grace?
Well, not just your set-aside practice, your whole living. You see? And there's a misnomer in many of the cultures today that, well, you practice it just for the time that you sit. In some traditions, you sit for a half an hour. You know? Other traditions, they require a lot more time devoted to that. Are you with me? You see? But that's just sitting practice. Your sitting practice is to prepare you for practice when you get up.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Because the spiritual practice at this ultimate level, see, you just practicing in your little closet somewhere, okay. But can you practice in your relationships? This is what it is.
Yes, sir.
Real bona fide spiritual practice is always within the context of your relationship. Always. Are you with me? So you could sit in a little room and nice and calm. Okay, I give you a wife. Now let's see. Are you with me?
Yes,
Where's
sir.
that calmness goes that you had on the mat when your wife is telling you stuff you don't want to hear? It disappears and it is replaced with what? Anger. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So you can almost do your own self-analysis. To what degree are you still subject to anger, lust, greed, attachment, and vanity? Because they show up in your interactions. Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Well, that shows you something. Right? You haven't been practicing this thing. You see, the practice occurs in two dimensions. One is called the spiritual practice. It's swaramata. That's what you're sitting there, you're repeating the mantra or whatever you've been instructed to do by your spiritual advisor, right, etc.
Yes.
And that's what you're doing, right? You see, that's swaramata. But then there's swaramata. You got to practice within the context of your actual life and living in relationships. How you doing there? You don't practice there. You follow me? You do no practice there. And therefore, when you get up off the mat, you enter into a life that has no emotional discipline, the ability to control any of those negative states of mind. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
True?
Yes, sir. That's true.
Because you're only doing half of it. Are you with me? And see, that was the beauty. You think there's a particular instruction that Jesus gave those who were contemporary to him. You ain't talked to him, I ain't talked to him, he ain't told you nothing. True? Purportedly, the writings in the Bible, the Gospels, according to this, that person, etc., were direct instructions or injunctive that Jesus himself gave, right? And the first training was dealing with your anger. Interesting. Interesting. Because anger is the basic cause of all breakdowns in human relationships. The more intimate the relationship is, and the more you are not able to control your anger, the more likely that relationship is not going to prosper, it's not going to work. Because anger is an emotion that makes you want to hurt the person. Anger don't make you want to love and hug and kiss them. You want to hurt them. So Jesus taught that first kind of level of practice in your relationship. And I think in the Bible, I'm not sure you have Bible scholars in here, they can correct me, but I think he gave different instructions and reminders about 400 some times throughout the Bible, coming back again and again, you see. In fact, he was so radical, he said, love thy enemy, don't even be angry at him. Come on, man, how many can do that? You know, you have a hard time loving your sister, your brother, your wife, your cat, the parakeet. You're not good at loving nobody. Think about that. You're even an amateur at loving. You see, how can you love somebody? You see. You say, oh, but when I'm trying to love, but you know, that's how I can't find nobody to love. I said, you can't find nobody to love? There's billions of people here. I can't find one. The Zen master said, okay, you can't find one human being out of 8 billion to love. Okay, well, get you love a dog, love a pet, love something. I ain't got no dog. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You must have the capacity to love. Must have that. And that requires you to transcend all of those patterns in you that is unwilling to love. Those patterns collectively are called your ego. Your ego. You see, you're not very good at loving nobody. At all. That's just how it is. You see. And so one of the names that we give God universally is God is what? Love. Right. You want to unite with love, right?
Yes, sir.
So you got to be love, right? If you're a drop and you want to merge with the ocean, you got to have that same H2O, right? Then you can merge with those. Right? You can't be oil and merge. You see? Are you understanding me?
Yes, sir.
In fact, you're afraid to love. And you're afraid of it. You understand what I'm saying? True. Because why? You got to sacrifice something. That's something you got to sacrifice is your ego. And you can't do that. You just can't do it. It's like death, right? But what one of those apostles said, I die daily. I practice dying daily. That's right. In these relationships. So that you can become capable of loving. It ain't got to be way off the scale somewhere. Just, you know, slowly. And you will know that you are not good at loving because your life is miserable, unfulfilled. You got money, got a good education, but your health is okay, but you still feel there's something missing. Yeah, you ain't loving nobody. You see, with all this other stuff, your life still remains meaningless. It feels meaningless. Right? Because you're not loving. You got all kinds of conditions on that you say fulfilled, I will love you again. That ain't love, you know, that's business. Don't get that confused. You see. Now, we all pretty much have an example in the experience of what that love feels like, you see. They say in nature, probably in nature, the most direct the experience we have of love, that it can become like a example for us. It's the love of your mother. You see, that's called Shakti. You see, this is called Mother Nature. You with me? Because this divine feminine cosmic force is a part of the female body mind manifested here. And so your mother and mothers in general, you know, it's like you'll notice, for instance, in a lot of the spiritual traditional, the mothers are there. Are you with me? That the mother force is there, you see. In the Christian church, they have the mothers, they got a special place, right, to sit and all of that. But the point I'm trying to make, beloved, is that the experience of real love is exemplified in the experience of being loved that you receive from the mothers. You see. Doesn't mean Pops is not there, yeah, but you know, he has a different function, that mother. You see. And so the sisters here, right? And that was one of the advantages of history providing us these female gurus. I would say. There's something else. You know what I mean? You see, there's something else. It's like I'm reminded of a story about Swami Vivekananda, great, powerful guru, male, of course, in the Ramakrishna tradition. Are you with me? And Ramakrishna was a hard taskmaster. You know what I mean? Very strict. And so there was a group of boys that he became his initiates, his sons, as he referred to them. Right? And he would push them. You know what I mean? He would control how much they eat and all this other stuff, etc., etc. And his wife, Sarada Devi, right? She was like the mother, right? And so forth. So I won't go into that, the whole thing. You all are probably familiar with it, or you can have somebody in here to give you the whole background. Point I'm making is that when Ramakrishna Maharaji, Mahasamadhi, when he died, Vivekananda became the guru of the ashram. Are you with me? He was the successor, right? And the story goes that he too was very strict, like his guru, Ramakrishna Maharaj, right? His guru father, because it was a real relationship. Are you with me? Yes. And so he was strict, you know. And if you ever read some of the literature of Swami Vivekananda, I think he was one of the first mystics from the East to come here to the West in 1893 at the Chicago World Fair, and he introduced what becomes now known as Eastern philosophy and yoga, etc., etc., etc. That was Ramakrishna and Sarada Devi, boy, are you with me? Yeah. But anyway, the story goes, he was strict, right? And so there was a novice that was admitted into the ashram, with me? Because you went to an ashram to learn, to practice. It's not like this that we do here. But you go to an ashram, it's like going to a university. You're there for years. Are you with me? You're trained. Probably come out of there with a couple of PhDs. Are you with me? Because it's the real deal. So a new novice that came, right, to be admitted and was accepted, right? And someone, and he stole some money because he came from a poor family, right? So he stole a little money from the treasury of the ashram, right? To give to these relatives of his that were poor, that were hungry, etc. And somebody found out about it and told him he could not know well, he could understand it, but rules are the rules, right? So see, you can't break these rules here. And so he kicked him out. You follow me? And so, smart man, he went to Sarada Devi, told him what happened. So strong enough he could not kick me out. He said, did you take the money? He said, yeah, I took the money. But come out, you know. She said, all right. You go back and you tell I said, let you back here. And he went back, and they told him that. He said, Master, he said, my Sarada told me to come back, and for you to let me in here again. And Swami was reading under that. You're a smart guy. You understand? That's because of the love. He had to obey her. Are you feeling me?
Yes, yes,
That was mama.
yes.
So a woman is like that. You see? You got this no good boy stealing from you and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Right? Just a real cut up, you see? But you love him.
Yes, sir.
Right? In spite of his imperfections, shortcoming, and fault. It's unconditional. You love him because he's part of you. True?
Yes.
It's a unique experience given to females because females will have the task of taking care of these babies. They gotta have that kind of connection to do that. Are you with me? It's cosmically programmed into you, right? And when you have a baby, right? And you can have the baby through your womb, but you can also have them through your heart, so don't get this twisted here, right? But when that baby come down that fallopian tube, you done went through all of that labor with this boy or girl, you see, it's the same on both sides, right? Now you know what it means to love somebody. It ain't no longer philosophy and conjecture. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
It's an experience, right? And you will love Dante more than you love his daddy. Is that about right?
Yes,
True?
yes. Beautiful.
It's like that. Sort of like that. So Jesus was trying to teach people how to have that without having a baby. He was trying to directly open the heart. Powerful yoga. Very powerful yoga. You see? Direct opening that heart. You see? It's something. It is truly something. And what's more remarkable, they actually succeeded. Some of those disciples' heart was open. They're men. But they had that same kind of thing, the capacity to love and to love unconditionally. Are you with me? It is a profound matter. It is a profound matter. Can't reduce it to language. It's an experience. Right? So you can look at the love you were given unconditionally and try to duplicate that in your relationships. Are you with me? Yeah. Right? In India, for instance, when a man and woman got married, you would wish the bride and the groom, you know, some good luck or something. And one of the things is, may your husband become like your 10th son. Put him in the same place where you got that baby boy. Then you can wife him. If you can't do that, you can't wife this man. This is deep here. Yeah. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
It's like that. That's right. you asked it silently, but what about men? What are they good for? Well, they don't have this. No, the men do have it. But it's cross-gender. It's with the girls. Are you with me? Fierce. You see? See, like when you all get pregnant, right? Your body and your brain start making all kinds of changes, your breasts and all of that, right? Well, when a man makes, he's a part of making a baby too, right? So there's a reaction in him too. Parts of his brain that were dull, open. You know, he ain't gonna get no milk in his titties. But a part of his brain opens up, right? And become capable for the first time of being really sensitive with the baby girl. True?
Yes, sir.
True?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
And so even, you know, now the mother, she got a different kind of relationship with the girl because she loves this girl. That's why she's there in her life, because she's trying to help prepare her to be able to perform the functions and fulfill the roles that are going to become her challenge in life. Right? So she's going to make sure this kid know how to wash a dish so much like it's brand new. There ain't nothing up in it, right? But the girl can't even hardly reach the damn sink. Are you with me? Right? And she just fussing, but that's love fussing, right? It's right, girl. And you know how y'all are, right? You get loud with it, because you know, it's just serious business. You got to learn how to wash these dishes, right? And Papa's sitting up there in the room, and like he's usually watching the TV or reading the newspaper, and he hear all this commotion, right? Now he used to your mouth, but he hear her whining and crying. He's up. True?
Yeah.
Lay this girl on. Come here, baby. Kiss her. You become capable of loving. It triggers it. That's why they say the greatest gift you can give a man is a daughter, because she will trigger something in him that gives him the ability to love unconditionally. The ability he never even had prior to that. Because he certainly didn't love his wife unconditionally. Better cook something. I better have something to eat. I get home. He'll call you ahead of time, tell you what to cook for him, etc., etc. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because his daughter goes to the same place in his heart where his mom was at.
Yes, sir.
That's a whole different place, right? That's a whole different place. And that's how that is. So you see, we have these capacities, both male and female, just that women, you must have yours, otherwise there could be no perpetuation of the species, right? Because the human being, the fetus, when they come out of your womb, that's the weakest kind of species on the planet, right? Can't run nowhere, nothing, can't do nothing. You see them animals in the wild, from they drop out the womb, they up on their feet in 15 minutes, right? And running with the herd, right? You dropped out of the womb. Yeah. So you need that. See, we need that as human species, as human beings. We need that protection of a mother. And then mothers tend to be fierce about it. Look at nature. Go mess with that lioness little cub.
Oh, man.
Get in some trouble. That greasy bear. That's one of her babies. If you think you so bad, go ahead. Tears. So the point I'm making, and I went around a long way, but you must become capable of loving. You see? And so you got to do what you got to do. Men got to do what they got to do. Women got to do what they got to do. Right? And your relationships. It's easy to talk about how much I love the Lord. Who you kidding here? The Lord you're talking about is abstract. It ain't got no form. Are you with me? It's like saying I love gravity. Me and gravity. This is nonsense. Are you with me?
Yeah.
It's nonsense. Right? If you can't love another human being, ain't no way in hell you'll be able to love a God.
That's right.
Nowhere. Right? Because the other human being is a manifestation and expression of God. Right here. Within reach. You try to love the God beyond the clouds, beyond the Milky Way, but you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That ain't gonna get it. Love ye one another. That's what Jesus taught. Love ye one another. And most, I would tell you, probably easily, 95% of them can't do that level of Christianity. They cannot do that at all. How dare you call yourself a Christian? This is nonsense. This is self-delusional. You follow me? This is disrespect for Jesus.
It's the gospel.
You follow what I'm saying here?
Yes, sir.
Right? I don't know how I got here. I didn't mean to get all riled up here, but, you know, there's no Pharisee stuff, so I can't turn over no tables. That's what they mind. Something else to say about it, beloved? It won't be unnecessarily long here today. You're going to see.
First, second message.
I'm chicken breast.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, beloved.
To everybody in the summer. Happy Easter. So, Jesus also talked about forgiveness
Yes.
when he died on the cross. He said, forgive them,
For what they do,
for they know not what they do. So can you expound upon forgiveness and how that is equivalent to love?
Yes, because, thank you for the question, because, see, as I said, the Jesus dogma, this is radical. Why do you think they killed Jesus on the cross? Radical. Are you with me? Too radical, too threatening. Are you with me? And he talked about, somewhere in the gospel, he talked about practicing forgiveness, right? And that practice must occur within the context of your human relationships, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
See, because birds ain't your problem. Your problem is other people. True? So he emphasized that, you see, because you must forgive those who trespass against you. Trespassing simply means must forgive those who don't do what you want them to do. Somebody, others that prevent you from getting your way. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And you get angry at them, right? True?
Yes, sir.
Right. And their egos too. So you trying to get your way, they trying to get their way, it's gonna be a clash. Right? You see, somebody gonna get hurt. Right? And if you lose the battle, right? Now you angry, right? So-and-so did this to me. You angry. You become obsessed with having been wronged in your life. OCD syndrome, you're a therapist, you know what that's all about, right? You see, you lay awake at night and son of a bitch. You can't sleep. Right? You're having homicidal ideation. You're dreaming about how you're going to kill you see? You understand what I'm saying? And what more, you are destroying your own ability to have peace of mind. You can't have peace of mind with a mind full of anger. So forgiveness is not something that you do for the other person. It is self-healing. You forgive, right? But they did maybe it was wrong, but that's not the issue no more, right? You let go of that anger, and you forgive them. For your own sake. Now that might be your husband. You angry at him, and for that moment, that time that you are angry at your husband, you can't do nothing about it. You don't cook him, I ain't cooking him nothing. Don't touch me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Keep it real.
And if you don't change and forgive, that relationship's gonna end.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, me, brother?
Yes, sir.
So anger shuts down love. Anger itself is really even a more basic emotional dilemma, fear. See, there's always this undercurrent of anxiety in your interaction with other people that's there in the background lurking. I wonder, can I get my way here with this guy, with this woman, with the supermarket, or with the cashier? I wonder if I could get a free scan. Always deep down unconsciously, you are monitoring your human environment and all of the situations and circumstances that are part of that environment and trying to see, can I get my way? How can I get my way? How can I get my way? That's your mantra, how can I get my way? That's why you keep your attention on the mantra, because you're sitting there trying to think of what you're going to throw away. I ain't going to do a mantra. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So you forgive others. It's an act in your own best interest. And even out before Jesus, the Buddha said that thousands of years, hundreds of years at the very least, before there was even something like Christianity. And he talks about it. He said, clinging, holding on to your feelings of resentment and anger, right, at someone, right? He says, like holding a hot coal in your hand. Let that shit go. Otherwise, you will lose your hand. True. If you can't forgive, you will notice that people that have a hard time forgiving, these people develop all kinds of emotional and psychological problems. We see that in clinical work all the time. Are you with me? Right? Because all that stuff starts turning into depression and all kinds of things. Next thing you know, boom, or they're walking down Michigan and they just shoot somebody, boom. Right? You understand?
Yes.
They lose their mind. They lose their humanity. They're no longer fully human anymore. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
They're angry all the damn time. And with that anger, there's stress. And if you're an angry woman, you better pay attention, because that delicate equipment, that body ain't made for none of this stuff, right? And you keep clinging to all that stress and hormones that are being generated, you're gonna develop fibrotic conditions all over that female body. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Gonna get knots in them breasts. Are you with me? And you'll mess around and mess up the most important part of your body. Follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Ain't wise, so forgive as an act in your own best interest, rather than clinging. And you see, people are clinging to and angry about some stuff that happened when they were 6 years old. I'm angry at my brother because my brother lied on me. He told mama that I was acting bad at school, and so mama wouldn't give me no cookies.
Oh my God.
Mama would whoop me. You know what I'm saying? You mad? Shit, that shit was 50 years ago. Let that shit go. But you can't. You just can't do that. You don't have enough spiritual maturity to do that.
Yes, sir.
People fundamentally who have these terrible anger management problems, it's simply a sign that you lack enough spiritual maturity. You're still a child. You just an intellectual. You got a lot of spiritual information, but that's not equal to maturity. Because you can't integrate your spiritual information to the way you do your life. To take for God's sake, you can't do that. You can't forgive nobody. You just can't. Like you don't have any real spiritual development. You're not at that spiritual developmental level where you can do that. You still an intellectual. You see, you still at you're mediocre. Mediocrity. And that's one thing of the truth. It's not a pleasant truth. It is the truth. And you'll die like that. Now, how can an angry person full of anger, depression, all kinds of things, how you gonna have a peaceful death? Who would get it? You see? And how will you even enter into a kind of successful relationship because you got too much anger? Ain't nobody want to be married to no angry ass woman, no angry ass man. Nobody want to marry you. Shit. I mean, all you do is just your pillow talk ain't for the purpose of pillow. You just talking all night about yourself. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Of course, we're making light of it, but it's a serious matter. You can go to these psych wards, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You might wind up in a psych ward yourself.
Yes, sir.
Jacob Master.
Yes,
Okay, so how do you get rid of, well, the meditation, I know you talked to us about that. The cultural race anger from our ancestors, for what was done to our ancestors. And the trans,
The culture, you say?
yeah, the race,
Oh, the race?
the hatred of bringing our ancestors over here, and a lot of black people, well, I'm gonna speak for myself, still got that anger, that fury. I know I still got that anger.
Do you remember being taken off of the Mayflower and then put in the
You told me I wasn't a slave.
Of course you wasn't a slave. I know that's what I'm doing. That was an ancestor that was enslaved, not you.
Right,
That's in your imagination somewhere.
right,
True?
true.
And you create stuff in your mind and responding to that. The question is what you create in your mind, does it have any existence in your life at all? None. Most of the suffering we create, you're creating it in your mind. It's not your experience. True?
True.
So nobody makes you angry, and nobody is making you suffer. You making yourself suffer. By your dialogue, your inner dialogue, your self-talking that you're doing. It's negative self-talking. You see? And it just creates nothing but suffering in you. You see? That's the purpose of a mantra in spiritual tradition. Instead of listening to this woe with me shit that you have going on in your mind, we stop that and repeat the mantra. But you can't even do that. Are you with me? Because your vasana, you have habituated yourself for feeling sorry for yourself. It's a habit. It's wired in you. And that's all you think about. Me. What I want, what I like. You understand? Just work. You see, just doesn't work. Because all them white people, you ain't right there, they ain't thinking about you. You ain't thinking about bad system. And then you have to understand, beloved, we'll work off of the fantasy that black people have never did some more bad shit.
Yeah, we got some.
You just haven't went far enough back in history to know about it. Are you with me?
Way back.
Gotta go way back and you will see that. You understand? You will see it. And stop putting the ancient African ancestors pre-Ma'afa up on pedals. No. See, you gotta see what really went on. You see, over the course of time in history, are you with me? Cannibalism. You understand? Eating one another. Like GDs and price lords, you know what I mean? Just eating each other. Physically eating each other. Right. So, now I didn't stay like that. The decadence, you know. But do you understand? When we talk about yugas, Kali yugas, you know, Iron Age and all of that, this is a cosmic phenomenon. No planet on the, no country on the earth was spared that cycle. Are you with me? I think when we were in Egypt, we were talking about the elegant peasant, and he was telling a story about how back then they would complain, these young people don't lost their damn mind. You see my point? They ain't governed by no mind. Now this is thousands of years ago. There were people complaining about it because of the cycle. You see, things move in cycles here, right? You can't get mad because ain't no apples here in the winter on that tree. Where you putting it? This is winter, ain't gonna be no apples. Are you with me? This is the Kali Yuga. There is no holding hands and saying kumbaya. That ain't gonna happen here. This is a different cycle. This is the dark times that we're living in. It's true. And that's real talk. That's the real scripture. And to expect it to be otherwise, you see, to expect something you plant in winter, it's gonna grow. It's not gonna grow. You plant it out of season. And that's how it is. So one of the things that these ancient mystics required of us, we have to have a certain amount of maturity.
So,
Certain amount of maturity. In some sense, as that rascal back there said in one of his clips, this stuff is for grown people, not children.
yes,
This is grown folk stuff. You can't put your tooth under your pillow and get some. You don't want to. That's how it is. Now, it's hard to handle that, but that's what we were saying earlier, right? Tons of people come to the path. The vast majority are not going to make it. Now, that's just the truth. They'll hit that wall, and they out. Are you with me? And that's just the truth. It's just like in nature, you know, to get a blade of grass, right? Do you know how many seeds nature throws out to produce one blade of grass? Look at your body. Do you know how many sperms hit that egg? How many? Do you know, right? When the man ejaculates, I mean, that's enough sperm probably to repopulate the planet. So absolutely. Only one hit, and you got yours. You won the race.
so it's grace.
All by grace.
Listen to something. We're here by grace.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Right. Now be more grateful,
beautiful,
and you'll have less anger. It's that simple.
beautiful.
Because we could not have been even a human being this time. We could have came as a rat somewhere. You got this precious human body with all of these fabulous faculties. We have no reason to cry here at all. I think I better quit it.
No, you good.
Huh? Oh, no. It's all right.
So,
Who would have a
mouthful, you gave it a lot.
I gave too much.
No, you gave us a good, you finished well. All right.
My bad.
Shake 'em.
Yes, beloved.
Kind of piggybacking off what she said here. I forgot her name.
Yes, Prakasa, the light.
Picasso G. To conduct her in the question form, it was because it come back from last month when I asked the question about how far does somebody go back to identify themselves. You know, it was our culture or our people part of, you said, well, it depends, whatever causes the stop of the suffering, however far that you feel, if that makes sense.
I couldn't even understand.
Okay.
First, let me try to understand.
Okay, the
that.
first question from last Sunday from last Satsang was the identification of self incorporated with your ancestors.
Okay, listen, stop here. Your identification that you have now, you ain't never had this before. In each of your incarnation, you have an entirely different concept of self. Are you with me?
Yes.
The concept of self you got now ain't connected to no concept of self you had 1,000 years ago, for instance, in a different incarnation. You might not even have been a human being for that matter. You flatter yourself into thinking that you've been a human being since the beginning of time. That shit ain't true. You are evolved over time. Are you with me? Into this human being. Are you with me?
Yes.
And each time you may have be recycled as a new life as a human being, right?
Yes.
But the ego, this present sense of self you have now, that's a one-shot phenomenon. When this body-mind drop, that's the end of that, because your image of yourself is based on your identification with this body, right?
Yes.
With this mind, and so forth and so on, right?
Yes.
All of this ends. This thing disappears. It turns into ashes to ashes. Are you with me?
Yes.
It's over with. It's like, for instance, if you can't appreciate that, this feeling of sense that you're operating out of and calling me, and you just look at your cycle of experiences on a daily basis. You have an awakened state now, right?
Yes.
So there's that concept of self, right? You go into a dream, right? And you have a different concept of self, right? Because you seem like you got one self watching another self. It's the realm of schizophrenia. Are you with me? So to speak, right? Right? It's uninhibited. See, this self that you are now is inhibited, right? It can't cut loose, right? Go into a dream, that's your liberated self, right? It's cutting loose, it's tearing up shit. You understand what I'm saying? Then you go into deep dreamless sleep. You still exist. There is no sense of self whatsoever. So this sense of self don't even make it past a day.
So with that identified, what
Yeah.
connection is with the
What it
ancestors?
is, though, practice requires you to disidentify with being who you think you are. This is the problem. That's what ego is, and you're trying to somehow or another act and live on the basis of who you think you are. Most of that shit is made up of your imagination. And whoever you think you are, you didn't even create that. That was the result of your parenting and the teacher and so forth and so on. It's Frankensteinian. You didn't create that. It's part of your 25,000 hours of parenting that most people will have here, right? And you call that me, right? That's who you think you are. You see? That's who you think you are. Now the question is, examine that. That's who you believe you are. Okay, examine that. This is spiritual science, right? You have a hypothesis, right? A theory of being who you think you are, right? Okay, let's look at that scientifically, right? Are you that who you think you are in the dream?
No.
Are you that who you think you are in no dream? Do you even exist?
There's no.
Then who's aware of you that you didn't have a dream? Tap on my seat. And that's not who you are in the waking state. You are that which is aware of this, your so-called self. Is that about right?
Yes.
See, that's sitting down. You have to understand, beloved, part of the preparation of the spiritual path is not just the sitting meditation and so forth and so on. You have to, in the Hindu tradition, we call it manana. You got to reflect. You got to contemplate. You really do. First, you got to even know how to contemplate. Are you with me?
Yes.
And you got to examine this thing. Socrates said it best, an unexamined life is a life not even worth living. Period. Right? It will always have the wrong outcome. You'll marry the wrong woman, the wrong neighborhood you move into. I mean, everything you do will be wrong. Because you don't even know what's best for you to begin with. You don't know thyself. That's what the primary distinction between the ancient Kemetic wisdom tradition, right? They tell you, do all of this other stuff, but first, know thyself.
Yes, sir.
Know thyself. That's the first order of business.
Yes, sir.
Right? And when they say know thyself, they're not talking about knowing what kind of who you think you are. You already know that, but that's not thyself. You follow me? They make that clear.
That's
right?
an identity.
Right. That's not yourself. What's aware of what you call it mean?
So what does it mean by ancestor? How do I connect?
Well,
to that?
ancestor is the body, but you're not the body.
Gotcha.
It's genetic, right? That's all. It's made out of materials like energy. Everything made out of energy, right?
Yes, sir.
True?
Yes.
Can energy be destroyed?
No.
Okay. But that which is made out of energy, that's matter. Consciousness is not made out of it.
So the ancestors is a consciousness.
No, ancestors. Let's say if you half of your ancestors was from Europe somewhere. Then what?
Well, it wouldn't be. It's the consciousness. It's not the ancestors.
Consciousness is not the body. The body is in consciousness. You see, you have to really reflect on all this stuff here. You see, and you should.
Yeah.
And you really should. So I'm not discouraging you.
Yeah.
But it has to be done with some capacity to do science in the first place. Are you with me? So it requires a certain amount of clarity. True?
Yes. Yes.
To do that, you see. And you must ponder that, you see. When I came, and one of the things, I was young and all of that, anxious, because I figured I'm going to show these some bitches how to get in line.
On the west side.
Yeah, from the west side. But I had, and I was trying to rush the process, right? And just asked them, can you need me? You understand? Take your time. Take your time here. Satisfy yourself. Go read, study, reflect. Take your time here. Right? Now, there was always this kind of philosophical impulse in me, so I took my time and went into it, but from a different point of view. You see, my training was in philosophy. That's what philosophy is all about, how to think. How to think. That's why most of your PhDs is in the philosophy of this, or the philosophy of that, philosophy of physics, philosophy of science, etc., etc. Because the presumption is you know first how to really go into a state of contemplation. I mean, in ancient times, they would be sent up into a cave somewhere, sit down in there, and contemplate this thing. Now, in ancient times, they looked up because they figured it out, as above, so below. Great insight. That's science, right? And they would go deep into a cave, and they could calculate the precession of the stars every 25,900 years.
Yes, sir.
Doggone people. No Harvard University, no University of Chicago. You understand? So you got to observe yourself. Now, some people say, I'm not doing like that. What do you do with a person like that that is convicted that I can't observe myself?
Until I Uber Eats and found out nobody cared and what I thought. I found out.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the reality. Is that,
That's right.
You
You
know,
see,
I try to-
that's excellent. See, that's the grace. That's the universe giving you grace, right? You have this concept of yourself, who you think you are, and ain't nobody else on the planet seeing that concept but you, right? And so when they don't respond to your egoic concept of yourself, you get angry. That's called ego diminishment. Are you with me? Your ego gets diminished, and you will flee, you will withdraw, right? Because you're looking for only those human beings that will agree with you that you are who you think you are. You see? And which means you're going to have a lot of conflict in your relationship. This is how it always goes. You see? And that's what you do. You move from one relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship, seeking to enter into a relationship with some fool out here that will verify, validate, you're all that and that. That's what I'm saying. This is childish. One has to grow up.
Yes, sir.
You see, why you got a chance to grow up? Because your opportunity to be a human being is short-lived, very fast, can end any minute. And so you don't have time to piss around with it. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
True? True. If you know you're gonna die, that's enough knowing. Now you're busy. You can't get there talking. There's no such thing as talk realization. You can't talk yourself into enlightenment. What kind of nonsense? You gotta do the practice. You gotta go through the process. You're not exempt. You're not above the law of spiritual development. You gotta practice. And until you accept that reality and get down to some real business here and some real practicing, are you with me?
Yes.
Nothing's gonna happen, right? So you gotta practice. You see, he may not have to practice, but you gotta practice, right? Personally, you gotta practice. That's true for all of us. Personally, we gotta practice.
Yes, sir.
Ain't nobody in here exempt from practice. Are you with me? And you can't talk yourself into that state. At all. You see? Brooklyn can talk herself away. She can talk herself into it.
She got a chicken.
Yeah, she's somebody. Nothing going on around here even affecting that girl. You see? But you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can't do that. You must practice. You must practice. And you must practice with no willingness to fail at it. Because some people are willing to fail at it. They'll practice, but they just looking and hoping they can come up with a good enough excuse to fail at it. Say, I tried, but you know, I had bad karma. It's ingenious, right? Just looking to fail. There must be an unwillingness to fail. Because this is what you got to do. This is what it takes for you. Right? And you're going to have to do that in the midst, the context of your relationships, which are a reflection of your karma, right? You can't eliminate your mama from being in your life. How you going to do that? That's already been done. Or your brothers, your sisters, and all of this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? This is your karma. Got to go through it. You're not exempt. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Nobody's exempt. You understand? See, that's a whole different thought. That's a whole different mindset. Are you with me? There's no way around it. And if you will commit yourself yourself to that work, or you will not.
Yes, sir.
But you ain't gonna change the necessity for it. Trust me. And that choice is yours. And whatever you choose, right, there will be consequences. Naturally. You have to choose. You can choose, I'm not gonna get on the spiritual path. I'll read me some more books here. I ain't gonna be going down. Okay, that's good. But there will be a consequence for you, right? Because when your turn comes to die, and you are gonna die, let's get clear about this, okay? With every breath you breathe, you're moving closer to the end of your life here, right? Now, how you gonna handle that? How you gonna handle that? You see? Ancestors said, very rightly, factor your inevitable death and dying, i.e. your mortality, in the way you are doing your life. Factor it in there. And really do that. You see, factor it, go sit somewhere, right? And think about it. Let it go deep into you. You see? Right? You see? Go like a Buddha, sit under that boat tree. 7 years out there in the forest thinking about it. Somebody reminded him, you don't get old. Well, he had never seen an old person walk with there. What's wrong with him? He old, Buddha. Shit. Buddha was a prince, right? He lived that sheltered life. Man, it's old. Am I gonna get old? Yeah, you're gonna get old. Right? Well, his charioteer gave him some true teachings, right? And Buddha left the palace, went forth into the spiritual life. And he's out there. You see, eating only as much as he can hold in the palm of his hand. Like the rest of the year. That's what it takes. That's called tapasya.
Yes, sir.
You see. It's like a piece of gold saying, purify me, but I ain't getting in that crucible. Well, how you gonna get purified? Crucible. This ain't no party at your auntie's house. You understand? This ain't a class in some university somewhere where you take some notes, preparing yourself for a test. I ain't giving nobody no test. Life gonna test you. That's just that's gonna be no test. How you gonna do that? Because life will send you something. Some disappointment. You can't handle it. You fall apart. And you got an ounce of resiliency. Are you with me? Although you had arrogated to yourself, you got tons of resiliency. You imagined that you have resiliency. And life will give you a situation where you have to experience a breaking down your head, no resiliency at all. All that shit was just something you made up about yourself in your mind.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
True. That's true.
So, you take your time. That's my suggestion. You take your time. You see my point? But remember, you don't know when your turn comes. So, there are some things that you have to do right now. Because now is the only time you ever experience it. Tomorrow will feel just like now. So you must be able to understand that. It's about what you're able to do now. The past is gone. You can't do nothing. Because past don't exist no more. It's just in your mind. And the future is also in your mind somewhere. Your experience is only occurring right here, right now. You're thinking about what you'll do 20 years from now. You may not even be here 20 years from now. You may not be here 20 more minutes. We don't know. This is the west side. Right? You understand? And you can't go back in time. That's gone. What you gonna say? Let me freeze frame and let me go back to high school. Now that I know I had a lot of shit on that I was trying. No. That's over. Right now. Right here. Jesus said, choose now, who will you serve? No, choose now. He didn't say choose before you turn 80. No. He said, whatever. The kingdom of God is what? Right here, right now. Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Enter right here, right now. This is these mystics or something. Jesus was no different. You know, here we talk about all of these great teachers. But you'll notice over the years, you see that thread running through, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Hinduism, whether it's Islam, whether it's the ancient Kemetic wisdom tradition, whether it's physics. I mean, you see that thread, right?
Yes, sir.
There's something there with this here. You see? All right, I think we had enough for today.
Yeah, Keith, I give them theirs already. Well, they got more people coming. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Where the road leads me.
place.
It's always
From the Navy, just the retirement.
Greatest. Greatest, man. Out the gun.
Seek no more for another, for it is I that is among you. Be not dismayed, be not cast down, for it is I can remove your crown.
Sing it aloud.
I'm in this place.
It's love, man.
I'm in this place.
Miss it all the time.
Your life's been filled with catastrophes, but God says I'm here tonight to give unto you spiritual prosperity. So trust in me and lean upon me. Cast your cares upon me. Every others are in this place. I'm in this place. I'm in this place. Listen, you don't have to worry, and you don't even have to fret, for I'm drawing you closer to me, because it's you and you that I call dear. You don't have to be discouraged. Don't be dismayed for what I am about to do in your life. Every last one of those will be amazed. I'm in this place. I'm in this place.
Thank you.
I'm in this place.
Thank you. Us.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest, man.
Experience me.
We're gonna give you a flower. You want a flower?
Come closer to me. Confide in me. I don't tell secrets. I don't smile in your face and stab you in the back. Confide, and then relax. room. You see your moment of light. You are not your